Good morning, day 121. You hear seagulls. That's right. Look at this. Oh my goodness. Oh, that God gave us brains that could, and smart people that could make flight technology. Oh my goodness. And that I can get just a magical place like this in just a couple of short hours. Just amazes me every time. Or even that we can do it by car in a day. Like, wow. I might keep it just turn this way for you all. I found a nice little spot in a community. Hopefully they won't get mad at me for parking here. I might stay up here because it's a little yucky down here where my feet are. Anyway, beautiful, beautiful little spot in paradise. I am on a little island called Anna Maria Island, and I can look and see my house across the harbor, across the bay. So it's just a short little drive over here. I am so blessed. Every time I'm like, pinch me. Is this real? I do not take it lightly or for granted. I am filled with gratitude that we have the ability to have a place like this. And anyway, so without further ado, though, it is Proverbs 12. And they didn't mince any words when they started this off. It says, the foolish are, those who love correction or discipline are wise. Those who don't are stupid. Like that's the introduction to chapter 12. But what caught my attention, probably because it's something I'm still working on, is stability. And it says the godly will have stability or be established, depending on which version you look up or are reading, and the wicked will not, basically. So it's a continuation of, here's what godliness will get you, here's what foolishness will get you, or wisdom. So we have the juxtaposition of wisdom, which is found in being godly, and the foolishness. And then fools don't know that they're fools either. So a lot of this stuff, when you read it, it was like, well, how do they know? Exactly. They don't know. They are sure. They are sure of themselves and that they are right. And that, so it talks about all these characteristics. But for me, again, I have struggled, and if anybody who's been watching this has heard me talk about this, but if you're new and this is your first time seeing one of my little ruminations, is that I moved around a lot as a kid. Always, every year, almost every year, new school, new town. My parents were young, they didn't get along, so it wasn't a stable home at home either. So it was just a hot mess of instability. And I did have a couple of sources of stability in my life, grandparents, but as I really looked up the definition of what it means to be established and to have stability, made me really reflect and think that I have been focused on stability when really I should be focusing within and in my own character, and now this introduction to wisdom and godliness, and getting stable with a stable foundation. So now no matter what's going on out here, I can feel stable. I can feel established. And I have as many of us do, have been outwardly focused, looking for, and when you meet people, what is one of the first things you ask? One of the identifiers, like when you want to know about somebody, where are you from? And so I don't have an answer to that. And that has made me feel unstable, because I've focused on that as a definition or a quality of what it means to be stable. And so I've just been on this search, of a place, of an identity, as part of my identity. And what I'm realizing now, of course, that I'm doing the wise thing and going into the Bible and really meditating on it in a way that I've never done before, I'm finding some stability within because of whose I am, not where I'm from, not who I know, not any of these outside circumstances. And I've been searching a long time, and it's, as usual, it's like right in front of you. It's like, I'm getting blinded by this beautiful sunrise. Oh my gosh. So, and then even as I reflected on a few of my stable role models, they weren't necessarily established and stable themselves, even though by the definition of stability, which is just to be fixed and kind of something that's there, always there, firm, like they were people that were stable in my life from that very practical standpoint, but they themselves weren't people of stability. And so now really seeing it more clearly, and that is like who I learned from and who I rightly or wrongly, consciously, unconsciously have kind of, maybe patterned some of my things where my own habits and patterns and personality got established from watching others who they themselves. So then you see how this works. And I have had a couple of very stable people in my life, but I don't necessarily, maybe I haven't paid as much attention to them as I should have, as far as like seeking stability, like really, maybe I've had more than I thought I've had all along, but because I was focused over here, you can't see the forest for the trees. And sometimes you can take the very thing that's right there for granted. And I think about actually my husband, who is one of the most stable people I know and has a lot of really good characteristics. And he grew up in stable as far as we think, like in the same house, on the same street. Like he comes from stability that like I don't have, which is actually one of the things that sort of attracted to him, other than, he's cute and smart and all those things. But I really thought, oh, well, he's got this beaver cleaver life. I'll just hook my wagon onto his and that'll fix everything. Of course, that's not how it works. And so just searching and searching, and actually I've gotten him to actually go on some of my wild adventures of moving and searching, and which is not in and of itself anything bad, because look where it's landed us. Also, I mean, really. So nothing's all good or all bad. Like there's good with the bad because we're human. But this pattern of searching and searching. So what I've been, as we're planning, we'll see, the plans of man. We're planning to move down here permanently after our daughter graduates in a couple of years. I really thought to myself, wherever you go, there you are. And do you want to keep taking this pattern of, as soon as you get someplace, that's not quite right. Then you're off looking for the next place. And I thought, no, when I move down here, I want it to be like settled, established. That's what it means to be established and stable, is like that you can plant deep roots. That's what it says in this verse in the Bible, that the stability, the stable, you'll have deep roots with God, and you will have stability or be established. And when something is established, then it can grow. Oh, cool. A big cowing osprey, I think. No, a crane's nest. Oh my gosh, you guys. All right, I gotta pause for a minute. I don't know if you'll be able to see. I don't think you're gonna be able to see from this distance. Oh man. There's a crane's nest in that tree. Wow. Anyway, don't see that in Kentucky. Wow. And okay, so you can see my conundrum. But it's working, like really dedicating myself to kind of figuring this out. I think I'm actually making progress. I'm getting there. Something's growing, something's happening. And that's what it means when something is established. So oftentimes, or at least my understanding when I heard, you see a town that gets established, or people sometimes when they get married like to say that a family was established on that day. But we don't really know that until some time has passed. Like something, you don't necessarily know at the time something's being established, because it has to stand the test of time. It has to be where something can grow and flourish. And as we know, when we talk about even our analogies with growing things that grow, like weeds can grow, you can establish weeds, you can establish good harvest of things that yield good fruit. So you've got to really be careful. Also, sometimes we think that when something's established that it's always something good. It's not. And I think that's what I've gotten a lot of mixed messages from throughout my life. And you have too, like that, because we're human. But we have one reliable thing that a lot of us ignore. We have them on our shelves. Some of us even open them every day, or read devotions, where other people pull out a verse and reflect on it, like even what I'm doing. Like, don't let that be enough. Like, it's enough for a while, but eventually, if you do want to have your own stability, your own self-establishment, you've got to go deep on your own. So if you're like, oh yeah, I like do that, I highly recommend it. It has changed my life the way nothing else has changed, other than maybe becoming a mother and getting married, establishing that family. But that took time. So taking the time and letting something be established in me in a godly, wise way is finally bringing the stability that I've been searching for out there. And all along it's been in here. I've been, searching for love in all the wrong places. I'm not a good singer. I think of another U2 song, still haven't found what I'm looking for. And that has sort of been the song of my life, my life anthem until now. So make sure when you think about stability and things being established, that it's something that's worth being stable and established, and that you're not relying on other things. Like, I had a very stable habit of pouring a glass of wine at 7 o'clock in the evening and relaxing. That was not a good habit to be established. So there's lots of ways we can use these words and things that are stable and established, even within our lives, that don't belong there. But just because they're stable and reliable and it's just what we do and we get on autopilot, we stop taking inventory and really thinking about that, or even thinking about our own role models and how we might have emulated them more than we think we have. Let me turn around this way so you get, woo, that's nice. I was getting blinded. I'm blinded. Anyway, I appreciate y'all listening to me and let me verbal process my own issues out here. But I know, because I'm human, that I'm not alone. That's one thing I've learned in my journey of even helping other humans and being vulnerable is not almost, every time I say something, I get a, me too, I didn't know. And we all keep quiet because we're like, I can't say that out loud. Somebody will think I'm nuts, or somebody will think something of me and they won't want me anymore, right? You're not alone. Whatever it is, you are not alone. Wow, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. So as I go on my search for stability and to be established in something that is worth being stable with and within, I'm finding peace that I've never found before in my nearly 50 years. And it's only been a few short months with this real deep dive of meditating on God's word. So I know that this is something worth establishing, a habit that is worth establishing and will be a stable foundation of the rest of my days, however long I might be blessed with those. And then maybe that will be something, as people I'm role modeling and staying consistent and stable with that will be something that helps other people as well. All right. That's what I've got for this morning. Have a blessed, wonderful day. It's a Sunday at the time of this recording, May 1st. A new month, a new sunrise. And if you're going to rise, you might as well shine. That's what I'm trying to do. It's like, hey, let's not just stay groggy and in our chairs. Let's get up and rise and shine. Bye.